play, take it off, I'm afraid of the view. The higher that I go, the more fear views do. Bags looking heavy, suitcase, it got the flu. From the hood to the clouds, I'm breaking rules. Late night in the trenches and the means have me laughing. Choice look like Vegas hustle, morning it's a passion. Block to the blockchain, different action. Cut from the cloth, they can't even see this fashion. UFC flow, cease, that's the technique. Jiu-jitsu with the grind, every move you need. I was boxing through the pain, every punch hit deep. Yeah, I'm feeling dangerous, they don't wanna see me. Soon tell it real sharp, I've invested in myself. These the macro events, generational wealth. Video edits on point, added tools to my belt. Built the empire with the cards I was dealt. Overcoming doubts like it's written in my fate. Crypto made a bridge, now I'm walking through the gate. Airplane windows reflecting on mistakes. Looking down on the world, what am I creating? History, my teacher, every chapter's a spark. Wrong to the renaissance, light to the dark. Leading like Napoleon, the leaves left a mark. Hood to the stars, yeah, I'm playing this smart. Feel the heights, yeah, I'm living out my dreams. Flip the script, now I'm stacking all these streams. Hustle unique, I just cut all extremes. Turning the struggle from the goal to the themes. Basketball game, floor seats like a king. Research at night, knowledge sharp like a ring. Macro understanding, every move got a swing. They died on my wise, now they can't say a thing.
Let's go.
They can't say a thing.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. They can't say a thing. Crypto. Let's go. Crypto. Let's go. All right, let me see if I gotta pull up these comments over here. What I gotta do? I thought I had the thing. I thought I had the thing. I thought I had it. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta get us right. Be right back. I gotta make sure I can see these comments right here. Hold on, chat. Hold on. You feel me? Hold on.
Imagine being
Hold on now. All right, y'all got
about it.
y'all got my ads rolling. Okay. What up? All right. We here. We live. We is live. Okay, cool. Crypto Millie. All right, let me get back on screen, man. What we on, man? All right, let me get back on screen. What we on, man? We got Solo Prepper in here. Second in the pack, we got Miss Worldwide. What's up, Miss Worldwide? What's going on with you? Good to see the ladies in the chat, man. Nothing like having the ladies in crypto. We need the ladies in crypto. You feel me? Good to see you in the chat. Turn up, chat. Where y'all at? I'm a little bit late today, but we cooking, man. You feel me? We cooking with no news. I think we got a little bit of news. I ain't even gonna stunt. We got a little bit of news. I think we got a little bit of news. So Tau, you already know my favorite ecosystem right now, up 12% on the day. Subnet's cooking, literally cooking. There's some memes out there that's literally cooking. Jasmine, y'all had a beautiful entry point into Jasmine. I'm telling you, if Bitcoin go to 120,000 or higher, it's going to trickle a domino effect in the entire cryptocurrency market, right? And if you are allocated into the correct sectors, you are going to make a good little bit of money. Now, we don't know how long this window may be. The window may be 2 weeks. The window may be a month. The window may be 3 months, right? What we've seen, we don't be having long windows, right? So at the end of the day, you don't want to wait to the last minute. Jasmine up 8%. What else we like over here? We talked about Tau, Jasmine, Sui up 16%. That's new. Pingu, Virtuals is cooking. We looking good. Now we did have what's this right here? We did have Ethereum is now buying. It says BlackRock is now buying more ETH than BTC, right? So BlackRock is loading up on Ethereum. So let's look at the ETH chart. You can see that the total 3 is on an uptrend, right? And we got a higher low here, which is bullish, which means that this continue to go higher. We would love the total 3 to enter price discovery. BlackRock, though, the smart money is what they would call it. It has been loading up on Ethereum, and you can see we're getting a nice green candle there on the Ethereum, right? It's quite not at all-time highs. It is important to note that Ethereum is overbought, but I talked about this in previous streams. It can hang out in the overbought area for a while, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean when it's overbought, oh my goodness, Millie, it's over with, right? You also want to pay attention to that volume is coming in. Market makers seem to want to be pumping the market to the upside. We're almost already where we were at last week as far as volume for the week. We should surpass that, and that's also bullish when you think about, you know, pushing Ethereum up to the 3,000 levels and maybe the 3,500 levels. So, you know, I mean, Ethereum is looking nice, and it's BlackRock has been buying them, right? What else did we have here? Because we've just been cooking, guys. Make sure you follow me on X altcoin Millie. What else did we have here? Shorts liquidated. I thought I shared some other things that I want to share from you guys. This was funny right here. Akon 6 billion futuristic city in Africa, inspired by Wakanda, has been canceled after the government reclaimed the land with just one building finished in 7 years. That's insane, bro. Talking about the dev rugging the project, bro. Talk about the dev ruzzing. All right, inflation is decreasing, so that's actually bullish, right? But, you know, we don't know what Jay Powell's going to do. Is Jay Powell going to finally cut the rates? Most likely not. Is he going to resign? Most likely not. So at the end of the day, we still fighting the Fed, right? We still fighting the Fed. U.S. Treasury officially moves crypto broker reporting rules. Bullish, right? It seems like they're catering these laws for crypto, pro crypto. Jasmy is now live on Atomic Wallet, so that's really big on Jasmy. I really like what Connor on Chain said right here. Make sure you follow my guy Connor on Chain. He says been heavy on revenue generating projects and ecosystems. This is why I've been so bullish on Tau, because within the Tau ecosystem they have a lot of revenue generating subnets, right? And in some cases, these revenue generating subnets can award rewards to the miners and the people that's mining the subnet. I personally mine a creator content subnet, right? And man, I always go back and I kind of think about it. The Bitcoin miners back in the day, like the people that was early to mining Bitcoin. That's how I look at it from a Tau perspective, being able to have a miner and experience that. So I would recommend anybody to learn coding. You don't have to really know a lot about coding. You can learn it from AI. You can have AI code things for you. Or you can just simply network in crypto. That's a big thing. Being able to network, meet new people, and you meet new people and you meet new opportunities. I guess that's the best way I could say. BTC at 138,000. 138,000. $138,000, chat. That is 113,000. That is crazy. 113,000. Bro, what is gonna look like for real though? I said 100. That mean we might go to 138,000 now because I'm thinking about it. I might be manifesting it, chat. 138,000. 113,000 is crazy. This is crazy because I remember when BTC was 15,000. That's why it's crazy for me to see it at 113,000. If it go to 115,000, that mean it went up 100. I've seen Bitcoin personally, witnessed it myself, go up $100,000. $100,000. No, was I part of that? Was I invested in it? Absolutely not. Right? I wish I had 15K back in the day to buy one Bitcoin. You know what I mean? By the time that bread really started rolling in, Bitcoin was like already 30, 40K. Now it's 100. Bro, are we about to have a bullish Q4, bro? Are we about to have a bullish Q3? Are we about to have altcoin season? What the fuck? Are we about to have altcoin season? What the? This is crazy. I got in at 15K, one of the best dips I bought. You got a whole Bitcoin at 15K. Let's go. Wish I had bought into Hyperlane. I was looking at that weeks ago and never bought in. Hyperlane or Hyperliquid? Smash the like. Thanks for the Crow video. Yeah, man. Crow, dog. Feels like just winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, all the people that's here right now, you already know, bro. Like, we done been through so much. So to like be able to witness BTC and crypto like finally showing some type of like euphoria. I see the sentiment changing. People are starting to get happy again. A lot of things are starting to get rejuvenated, whether you talk about the meme coin sector, because the trench has been fucking lit. Like the trench has been on fire. And then you got these ecosystems that's been on fire. Like look what's going on with Tau and the subnets. And then look what's going on with like Hyperliquid. And look what's going on with Solana. And I would think at some point with Ethereum heating up, a lot of people should probably be paying attention to some new ERC20 tokens. Speaking of ERC20 tokens, I like stuff like, I guess I'll give y'all some. I like stuff like Axon DAO. You know what I'm saying? When that altcoin season hit, AXGT. Yeah, I think that's going to be a sleeper. Right? I think you'll be able to revisit some, if Pepe runs, you'll be able to revisit some of the Pepe derivatives like Land Wolf and Andy. You know what I mean? Some of those cult coins may run, like All World Retire and Jesus Coin. This is another sleeper depend project right here, the Anyone protocol. They literally have of these devices that generate revenue, right? And I forgot what I think the devices allow you to like browse the web and send messages, like encrypted messages and do all type of shit. It's basically a privacy token, right? It's like a privacy token. It once was called a Tor protocol, but now it's called Anyone protocol. But they just had like very famous person talking about this token. Man, why they don't got the X, bro? They should have had the X. I forgot what the girl name is, but when I seen her like shilling a token, I'm like, what the is this? I think I can find it for you guys. But like, Anyone is just another sleeper token. Like this is some real. Oh, here it goes right here. Here it go right there. I found it. Hold on, let me see if I can find the actual video of her. Cause look, they shilling her. She pretty famous too. She pretty famous, bro. And then they be doing like spaces and stuff. Candace. Here we go. Right here.
If you are connected about or concerned rather about our three-letter agencies, Palantir, the CIA, the Mossad, or the rise of AI warfare, which we discussed yesterday, you should be legitimately concerned about how these technologies can be leveraged against you. I'm for privacy, which I believe is our fundamental. Anyone, and Anyone is the only network that's not compromised and protects you from tracking by splitting your traffic across decentralized servers around the world. So do not fall for that VPN trick where you're likely still getting tracked and logged. The Anyone hardware is a physical plug and play device that connects directly to your router and creates a private encrypted Wi-Fi network in your home for all of your devices. There's no monthly fees, no subscriptions. Do you really want to be giving all of your data to foreign agencies and corporations? I sure don't. I don't like the way they're talking right now. The time is now for you to buy the Anyone device to keep your data and your privacy and your family safe. You can get yours today at anyone.io and use my code Candace for 40% off. But hurry, because this deal is only valid for a limited time. Again, that's anyone.io with promo code Candace.
Now, I've been following this project for a little minute. You feel me? I used to hold this project, and then the community fudded me out of the project. But I knew this was a sleeper. I knew it. I knew it was sleeper. Now the FUD was garnered, right? It wasn't like it came out of nowhere, right? They had issues, right? I think IP issues with the name, a Tor protocol, a Tor, right? A Tor, they was using somebody else's house, right? And not paying them. I don't know how. Devices was the device.
For years,
right?
I've been outspoken.
And when she just spoke about, privacy and, you plug in the device and it's like a VPN, right? It's an actual like VPN in the flesh, right? And it's, I guess, like they say with VPNs, like they're not really decentralized, they're you know, they say they're centralized, but they're not really decentralized. And I guess anyone is like that hardware that's going to allow you, like I said, to like surf the internet and do pretty much anything and everything privately without being tracked. So the fact that they actually have a legit product, service, generate revenue, makes it a depend, and I believe if you do contribute to the ecosystem, you can also earn the Ator token, right? I haven't like did extensive research in a while going on, but back in the day, that's some of the things that they had going on. So yeah, Ator, or should I say anyone, very slept on, very slept on. I think Peak also bottomed out. I think Peak bottomed out. And you know, a lot of people talk about the supply, the distro, but you know, if you can just buy into these and then sell like Peak Bull Run, you'll make your money before the lock, you know, the unlocks. So just think about that. Yeah, there's a lot of meme coins that was down like 89, 90%, like Chill Guy went down so far, bro. It just went down a lot, right? How many people watching this probably is thinking Elon right now? The Elon token may be a good buy, right? Because that was floored, right? So look at some of those tokens that's down 75, 85, 80% down, right? But you know the community is still alive. You know the utility. You know they have a working product or service. You know this shit, right? So just chill and understand at some point your token's time is coming. Now, if it ain't no development, it ain't no nothing going on with it now, you know, I can't tell you what to do, but it's a lot of other tokens that got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Let me see what else we got. I said Peak, right? I said Peak. I got Peak on the screen. ZBCN. I gotta make sure I do a ZBCN, name drop, right? Zabek. That's one. Zabek. But there's a couple other ones on Base that's pretty good too, like Ayuki, right? Ayuki, which is partnered with Peak, but they don't have it actually on Crypto Bubbles. But do your research on Ayuki. I think Ayuki is also a really, really good project if you're into like the machine economy and decentralized physical AI robotics. I think robotics will be a massive part of what AI becomes when you think about AGI, and not just from like, oh, replace our jobs, but companions. That's why I'm really bullish on Dippy, which is a subnet in Tau. I don't want to get too much into it. I'll make a video about it, but I think physical robots and companionship, shit that's going to like combat stress and loneliness and depression. That's another untapped market that a lot of people don't talk about when they talk about the AI narrative or the AI niche. So just pay attention to physical robotics, and specifically stuff that's falling under like depression, loneliness, that type of companionship type shit. I know it sounds crazy, but that's going to be a huge market. It's a lot of I'm not going to say it's, people go through things and then you got weird people. It is what it is. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's going to be a market that's going to pick up a nice share of liquidity and capital as well. And there's some projects that's building out infrastructure for that specific narrative. A tour that still comes back good. Yeah, man. A store. Ja stop. Who is stop? Who is what? Ja? What are you talking about? I don't know if I'm too much into like the Zeus thing. I know it's being pushed by KOLs and things like that, but that's just not where my capital is currently. But I do think that at some point the Pepe derivative will do well. Crypto Dodge Code, Ja stop these world stage actors. What up, AOKG? Hyper was up 400% this morning. That's crazy. We deserve this. Sorry for the ones I tried to onboard that didn't listen. Yeah, it's good to see some green, right? What's up, AOKG? What's the word, dog? What's the word? All right, so I don't know what crypto adoption is, but I'm glad to see that you made it to the stream, good brother. All right, so Bitcoin at 113K, and it's quiet as hell. People are still bearish. People are still mad about crypto. People are still upset. Like, what are we doing? It's like, let's loosen up. This is just the start. This could be the beginning of the end when you think about the historic cycle. Hey, this could be the last leg, and before we get a little bit bearish. But who's to say? You know what I'm saying? What if we just do like something crazy, like we just just go bullish for like 2 years straight, like on some stock market shit, just like only up 2 years straight. I don't think nobody be prepared for that. Nobody be prepared for that. Like digital assets is being implemented into everything, man. Everything. And people still don't know. You know how many people you can go out there and talk in the real world and they still don't understand nothing about crypto. They still don't even know what a meme and like promoted by top companies and corporations and all type of shit. Now in its early stages. So you got to think about how the evaluations will be for some of this stuff when it gets known, like really known, not like known between the same circle like us. I'm talking about like really known, right? And there's some pretty good things that's happening in crypto that I believe that's going to onboard a lot of people. For example, the attention economy. I think what Pump is doing with that streaming and moving into the streaming like lane, that's going to onboard a lot of people into crypto. And then they start going down the rabbit holes, right? You know, the constant shilling by Elon Musk, the constant, you know, evolvement, you know, evolving AI, AGI is on the way. I think Elon Musk was talking about AGI being on the way, right? And the things you could do with AI right now, like you can build, you can code, you can make something groundbreaking. It was a guy that was on the news. He built an app with AI that simply takes pictures and scans food and it tells you the calories. And I think he sold his app for like millions of dollars. So like this is where we're headed. And for some odd reason, there's an intersection, right, between AI, crypto, digital assets, whatever you want to call it. It all is coming to meet. And you know what I'm saying? In one intersection. And everybody gonna know about this shit. Everybody gonna know about it. Everybody gonna know about it. You might not think that. You might think like, oh man, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. And especially when you go back in the day and you think about like how fast the internet grew, how fast, you know, cell phones grew, right? All that stuff had naysayers, haters, and non-fucking believers. All of those sectors had naysayer email, right? Email, internet, cellular phones. They all had naysayers, non-believers, and fucking haters. They all did. But there was the people that was crazy enough to believe it that got really, really wealthy. I'm going to just leave you with that nugget. You need an AI thumbnail generator? It was crazy because Mr. Beast was trying to make one of those, and then like he got a lot of hate for it. Just wanted to get you going up, not down. Come to believing in government fronts like Sailor and Garlinghouse. I don't really believe nothing Garlinghouse says, and I'm not really a big fan of Sailor either. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm cool with Sailor and Garlinghouse. Like, I don't watch XRP like Garlinghouse talking. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't. Right? When he gets to talking, I don't know. It's something about him. I don't watch him. It is what it is. Sometimes it's like that. But yeah, okay, I know that there is a part of it in the back of my mind that says all of this is a psychological operation, and I can go deep into like just the aspect of humanity and us being charged to be living on certain lands. It's a lot. I can go into it, but I'm not going to make that this type of video. I get where you're coming from. I truly get where you're coming from, right? But sometimes we can't outsmart ourselves. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. You wake up and you see certain things happening each and every day, right? Well, if you see certain things happening each and every day, you see certain things evolving each and every day, something in your mind should tell you like, oh, that might be a good investment. I wake up each and every day, and it seems like each and every day that I wake up, more and more people are using AI in some fashion in their life, whether it's a business, whether it's personal, whether it's content creation, whether it's thumbnails. Every day, more and more people are waking up to the aspect and utilizing what? Artificial intelligence. So in my head, it's like the light bulb come on. Like, okay, I see this being integrated into fucking humanity. I should probably make money off it. Yes, there's cons. I get it. But I'm not about to over trick myself into missing out on the opportunity that lies ahead, right? And I just like to keep it simple. Just keep it simple. We back for the 50th, 11th time. Let's go. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. The biggest Tor Protocol bear has made it. We was just talking about Tor Protocol Hall of Fame. What's up, Storyteller? Hey, Storyteller, to answer your question a little bit earlier, right? Because I know you asked me about Telos, right? You asked me about Telos, which, you know what I mean? Like I said, everybody is focusing on what they focus on, right? I don't necessarily have a problem with Telos, right? But as I stated, the same thing I'm gonna state about Hedera and HBAR. Like, you can be really, really good at something and just focus on that something, or you can try to do everything and be mid at everything and never be elite at one thing. And that's where I think Hedera, Telos, these ecosystems struggle. AVAX, they understand. I can be elite at gaming, so let me focus on gaming. Solana, I can be an elite casino, so let's make this the best casino in crypto history. Tau, I can be an elite AI marketplace to incentivize intelligence. So let me be the best at delivering and shipping off AI products and services. But when I think about Telos and when I think about HBAR, right, they trying to do everything, but they're not really elite at nothing, right? And it all goes back to that saying, right? You can be the jack of one trade, or I forgot how the saying goes, or y'all know what I'm talking about, jack of all trades or something to none, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You know, public schools, bear with me. But yeah, I want an ecosystem that's focusing on what they need to focus on, and I want them to be fucking elite at it. If they can't do that, doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean that people's leading it, doesn't mean it's a scam, doesn't mean none of that, because I know how crypto people be, bro. It don't mean none of that, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion on where I like to sit my money as far as an ecosystem. Just I think the gaming sector. I haven't even talked about a gaming token. I know they can hate all they want, and as soon as I get access to it, I could generate as many cool thumbnails as I need without having to deal with someone else's unpredictable schedule or emotions. I love it. Look, hey yo, KG, I'm a simplest, I'm a realist. I get it. Millie, please let me know what your thoughts on the lack of upward movements from Jasmy. All right, well, let's look at Jasmy, okay? And then I'm gonna just say this first and foremost about Jasmy. I did a video about 6 months ago on the correlation between Jasmy and Ethereum, right? So the main thing I'm looking for is a breakout from ETH. I'm pretty confident if ETH breaks out, Jasmy is going to break out. That's the best way I can say it to you guys. If ETH breaks out, Jasmy is going to break out. Now, when you say lack of upward movement, what do you mean? You got to give me an example, because to me, Jasmy did a 20x peak, right? Because I bought at 203 down here. So my perspective of Jasmy is totally different than someone that may have bought the top. So let's give a little bit of context to what you're saying there, right? Now, lack of upward movement. I wouldn't quite say that. This was a lot of upward movement. In fact, they did a 20x this cycle. That's pretty good for an altcoin sitting at $1 billion. Now, if you bought in late, well, it's not really late, but in the aspect of this cycle, it would be considered late, right? But this is the thing. The correlation with ETH. If Ethereum hits an all-time high and breaks into price discovery, I showed you guys every time that ETH broke out, Jasmy broke out. The last time ETH broke out here, Jasmy broke out. ETH broke out here, Jasmy broke out, right? And I'll actually show you guys what I'm talking about so you can actually see for yourself when we compare it, because I did a whole video on this. Matter of fact, I did a whole video on this. Not that the global M2 is still exploding, right? And the only thing that's going on is that our country, the States, we're the only state that haven't cut any rates, right? All right, so let's go back to what we were doing. Bam. Now, you see the correlation. ETH broke out here. Badao. Jasmy broke out here. All right. Okay. In 2024, right before Trump got into president, ETH broke out here. And then you can see here that right here in 2024, before the president came and got inaugurated, Jasmy broke out here. So there's direct correlation to Jasmy and a Ethereum breakout, right? Ethereum literally, and this correlation is for a lot of tokens on ETH, but it's very, very strong with the Jasmy. And I brought up the correlation charts for you guys 6 months ago, right? And you can do this yourself. You can just simply go to DeFi Llama. I'll pull it up and actually show you if they still have it on here. You can go to DeFi Llama, right? And then you can swing down here. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for correlation. Right, and you just, it's very, very simple. You can take BTC off, USBNB, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Jasmy, right? And like I said, all this stuff that I say, you can back test it. You can do your own research, right? I don't just pull this shit out of my ass, right? I'm literally making videos on this type of stuff, and sometimes it's okay. I gotta repeat myself because maybe you didn't see the video, but you can see the correlation is green here between ETH and Jasmy, which is 0.86. So I'm very confident that if Ethereum breaks out, Jasmy is going to break out. So for anybody that's concerned, I don't see the concern if you're bullish on ETH, because there's direct correlation between ETH and Jasmy. Hopefully I answered your question, good brother. People about how I didn't call it fake money when it corrects. Jasmy is holding up relatively well against many other coins. I agree, Vegeta. Telos, I love Telos too. I love Telos team. I love what they did, you know, the new CEO and everything that they got going on with Telos. Always been a big fan of Telos. But you know, I really have to be realistic about how much time I think that we have in this specific cycle. You know, the Bitcoin cycle, we're well overextended to, you know, 90 to 144 days until a possible peak. And we know if BTC breaks the Pi cycle top indicator, we got 3 to 6 months before the altcoin market peaks. Like, we've been in this cycle, guys. We've been in this cycle. This is not like a new cycle. I'm not about to play around with y'all. We've been in this cycle. So this last, whatever it may be, if this is the last, hopefully we're in a super cycle. Hopefully crypto grows up from an infant and we just enter a fucking super cycle. I hope that happens, right? But we have to be realistic of how extended we are in this cycle so far. For the people that are new, my name is Crypto Million. Every day I talk about crypto. We can swing over here to the Bitcoin chart. We're staring at that beautiful inverted head and shoulders here. But I've back tested each cycle for you guys as far as this chart can go. And you can see here, post-halving, this Pi cycle top peak was 518 days. Post-halving to Pi cycle top peak was 336 days. So when you do the averages, that's about 427 days. That puts us right around the top of the Pi cycle, meaning the Bitcoin price should be peaking, right, and breaking the Pi cycle indicator very, very soon. Very, very soon. Now, we can go back to post-halving to price peak here, which was 518 days. The last cycle was 546 days. You do the math, add it up, divide it by 2, you get 532 days, right? Oh, excuse me, not 532 days. I don't know why I said that. Which, yeah, my bad, 532 days. That is correct. Which would put us in the peak of Bitcoin somewhere in October, right? Where will we be in October? Will we be at 150K, 130K, 120K? That's what the model says. The model says Bitcoin should peak somewhere between June 2025, which we've already passed, and October 6th, right? Okay, bam. What do we know about the Bitcoin peak? Well, after it breaks the pi cycle indicator, altcoin season's peak is the 90 to 180 days after that, right? So we'll literally have anywhere up to, and remember, you got to take into fact diminishing gains, shorter attention spans, fucking paper jeet hands. These motherfuckers don't hold nothing. As soon as they get a pump, they ready to get out. Like, I don't get it. Like, you can literally do anything right and everything right as a dev, and people still fucking sell. So, like, all of that stuff matters, right? Like, we in the new generation, Gen Z is, I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like we. Whatever they putting in the food, I don't know, right? But people are wired different, right? So we got to take all of that into correlation. And the fact that of the matter is, Bitcoin has went up from 15K to 113K. And if it hit 115, that's $100,000. That is an official bull cycle for BTC. And we didn't get no altcoin season yet. By definition, by the way. By definition. We had a lot of altcoin rallies. We had a lot of altcoin bubbles. But by definition, according to a lot of the crypto experts out here, we never had altcoin season. And I'm not going to debate that because by definition, we did it. We did it. We had bubbles here and there, but we never had that true, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's that. That's that. Now, if we go into a super cycle, you know, maybe Bitcoin goes to $300,000 or 360 or something crazy. Who knows? But the model says that, you know, we are running out of time. We're running out of time. Like, we're running out of time. Look, this is a pretty nice extension here. How long are we going to extend before we fall off the map? And when we fall off the map, altcoins are going to go. They're going to get depleted. Depleted. I'm just going to be real with y'all. Depleted. Jasmine is on that relatively well against any other coin. People behind Millie, you watching the Siam's Bitensa revenue search? What's that, Daniel? Put me on some game, bro. Let me know. Hit me up on X and let me know what you're talking about. I like to really do as much research and soak up as much knowledge in Tao's ecosystem, man. I'm always learning something new. They ain't ready time running out. What's up, Jumper? Before next Alvin, AB. That's one of the J5 loyalists right there. AB, salute to my boy AB. So yeah, that's it, guys. So there's all these new YouTubers that's gonna come in here and be like, we're about to go for, you know what I mean, to 300K. All right, it's gonna be a whole lot of new people that's gonna run in here and gas y'all up. But remember the real ones that gave y'all exactly what we were seeing. And if we exceed expectations, I'm all for it. I'm not bearish. I'm realistic. If we exceed those expectations that I just laid out, we won. We gonna win even more. We gonna win even more. But at least if it does play out like that, you would be prepared, right? You may have had taken your profits, right? Because somebody said, hey, Bitcoin is overbought. ETH is overbought. Yeah, we're rising, but this stuff is overbought on the weekly. It is overbought. By the way, it is overbought. For people that don't know, Bitcoin and ETH is overbought. And when Bitcoin is ETH is overbought, people start shorting the market. Shorting. So yes, do I want altcoin season? Yes. Do I want altcoins to blast out of here? Yes. What's stopping it, Millie? Ex-Fed Chairman Jay Powell. We gotta get out of quantitative tightening, though. Quantitative tightening is so depressing, bro. It's like, as bullish as I want to be, in the back of my head, I know we still in QT, and it's fucking depressing. It's just depressing. It's the depressing. Stimulate the economy already, man. Get us to where we need to get to, J Powell. Get us to where we need to get to, man. Straight up. All right, let me refresh this page and make sure I ain't missing out on okay, I got my ads running. That's what I like to see. All right, we got 26 people up here. Oh, we can't wait till we start getting a lot more people again, man. We was pushing 100 in that last rally. Y'all gotta get active, man. Y'all gotta get back happy, man. What happened? Let's get back happy. What's it, Tal? Oh, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about realistic what I want to see from Tal. Let's talk about it, young man. Let's talk about it, young man. Tal. All right, Tal. Oh, man, the chart looks beautiful, right? We bounced right off support. We're still riding that trend line like a champ. Would love to see Tal get back above the fleet. Right? If we break 714, right, which would lead us into price discovery. Realistically, where do I see Tal? Oh man, where would I see Tal? If we break 700. Let me go check the market cap. I think we like what, 3 billion? 3.4 billion. We get a 10x. Can we go 10x? Maybe 10x. I think we can. I think Tal, right? And this is what needs to happen, right? Two things. I think if Tal has a few 100 million to 500 million runners within the subnets, right? Now we're talking about a 3K, 5K Tal. 3K, 5K, right? We need about 3 to 5, 100 million to 500 million, maybe a 1 billion runner, right? We need, like, Solana got like multiple Billy runners on it. ETH got Billy runners on it. BitTensor needs a Billy runner. We need a Billy runner, right? If we get a Billy runner, right, that's gonna, woo, you know what I mean? Tal my 10x, right? 3K to 5K. Now, if these subnets specifically, right, find a way, if you're watching this, right, and you know, I was talking to one of the my subnet owner friends in the BitTensor ecosystem, but if subnets can start rolling out no code miners where just a normie can be like, hop on your website, set up a no code miner and contribute to the ecosystem, right? Regardless, you know, whether whatever subnet or idea you have, right? But make a no code miner, right? Make it easy for the gateways to be open for normies to come in, right? Because most people see it and be like, Millie, I want to do that. I want to mine, but I don't know how to code. I don't know how to look at the GitHub and set that shit up. I get it. And it can be frustration. But if some subnet figures it out, just like Solana figured it out, right? They figured it out. The problem is with BitTensor is, you know what I mean? How can I say this? Right? The problem is they want to be open to innovation, open to creativity, but I think a lot of people in the ecosystem are scared of it. They're scared of the ecosystem growing and growing too fast. Now, I don't know why, and I can understand, right? Because Tal has this great reputation of the 75% of the projects be working on real things and real shit. I get it, right? But if they figure it out, if they figure out how to onboard the average person as a miner, because people get my phone ringing, guys. I have to call that person back. People get really hyped about that, about the idea of being able to mine something, right? But they just don't know how to set it up. So, like, hold on, chat. I gotta take this phone call. 1 second. How do I turn my mic off real quick? All right, I'm back. Yeah, but they figure it out. Now we're talking about Tao going anywhere from 5K to 8K and maybe smacking 10K, right? Maybe smacking 10K because the network and the ecosystem will be so massive, right? And the price of Tau BitTensor is only going, the valuation is only going up. I mean, it already garners a lot of institutional interest, right? Salute to Tau Treasuries, beautiful website here, tautreasuries.app, but you can actually see the stocks, right? These are like public and private stocks, entities, companies that hold large amounts of Tau holdings, right? And you always see some company or some stock buying Tau OTC, right? They don't buy it as if they're going to affect the price. Of course, they buy it over the counter. That's usually how these companies work. But there's a lot of institutional interest. And at some point, that scarcity and that demand are start showing in the price appreciation. So that's just my thesis on Tau. You think it will be Nova? I was having a conversation about Nova with a couple of subnet owners. Like, Nova is cooking, but like when they post, people don't generally understand like what it is. They don't get it, right? I like Nova, and I also like Axon DAO, AXGT. I understand decentralized science. I get it. Like, I understand, like, as a scientist, you may have like an idea, something that's groundbreaking, right? But like, in order to get funding, it may take forever. Whoop de whoop whoop. So these crypto projects that's like kind of like crowdfunding for scientists and scientific research to be able to have accessible capital for maybe a genius or scientist that got an idea or something groundbreaking. I think it's a wonderful idea to have that on the blockchain, right? But a lot of people just generally just don't understand the stuff that Nova is posting. It's unfortunate. Where's my other phone at? Oh, here we go. I got 2 phones. Oh. But yeah, other than that, not much going on, guys. You already know President Trump can come in and give us a tweet and end it all, right? I think he's been doing some things with the tariffs and you know what I mean? He put out a list, I think yesterday, about 20, 30%, 40%. He was like charging other countries and stuff on these tariffs. So we still got some macro wins that we still haven't got out of. So just keep that in mind. BTC is 114 now. Oh, it was 114. I just got a message that it was 114. But I'll get a video out to you guys about the subnets. I got a few subnets that I want to highlight. So what I'll do, and I'm also working on doing an AMA with one of the subnet owners, right? So hopefully we can get that done as soon as possible. I should have one of the subnet owners coming on the channel, and we're gonna do an AMA. So have your questions ready. I'm not gonna tell you what subnet it is just yet, but I will have some subnet. I plan on trying to get as many subnet owners on the channel as possible, right? And you already know when I talk about a subnet, I let you know like if I'm looking at it or if I hold it or if I bought it, and yeah. So I got some pretty good subnets that I've been loading up on. I want to make it clear I've been putting some money into detail as of lately. 36 viewers. I guess that's it, man. I really ain't have nothing more than that, It is what it is. From here, we good. All right. Don't look like nothing really cooking. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let y'all go about y'all day. Fed board member Christopher Waller says Federal Reserve can consider cutting rates this month. All right, we'll share that. Look, we got something popping up on the line on the feed right there. Fed board member Christopher Waller says the Federal Reserve can consider cutting rates this month. Yo. We might have to send something. We might have to send something. I put a sender in the council. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? CTOs. Congresswoman Majority Taylor Greene introduces bill to eliminate federal capital gains tax on home sales. All right, man, we got a lot of stuff, bullish stuff happening, guys. I got to go ahead and get back to the research, get back to the trenches. I appreciate everybody. I just wanted to go live. I had a video that I did, but it was like Bitcoin was pumping. I was like, all right, I'm going to just go live. I will probably drop that video. It's a vlog video where I'm just talking, and y'all know what's going on with the cryptocurrency market. And make sure you check out the Discord if you like a free group. We do got private groups, the Patreon, and also the J5 Council, guys. So I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Appreciate everybody that came up to